I paid for my food. I stood up, and I walked out. No shouting, no slammed doors, just the scraping sound of my chair, the hush of disbelief, and the echo of my heels as I crossed the restaurant floor on New Year's Eve. Behind me, they shouted my name, his family, my in-laws, voices sharp and confused and entitled. I didn't turn back. I didn't owe them that. I drove home in silence, hands trembling, jaw clenched, heart cracking wide open. It was never just about dinner. It was about everything. I'm 32, and I recently lost my mother. Not just lost in the distant, abstract sense. I lost her. In a slow, excruciating decline that hollowed out my weeks and stole every ounce of strength I had. She was my person, my safe place. And when she died, I didn't just inherit money. I inherited silence, an empty house, a set of memories that still ache when I breathe. That money wasn't some lottery win. It was her final gift, a sum born of years of sacrifice, careful saving, and a lifetime of love. She didn't leave me millions. She left me something to hold on to when the world turned cold. And I kept it separate. Not because I didn't trust my husband, not at first, but because I hadn't decided what I wanted to do with it. Because part of me still believed I'd wake up and hear her humming in the kitchen. Because spending it felt like letting go. And I wasn't ready for that. But my husband saw it differently. Almost immediately, he began to bring it up. Casually at first, little suggestions. We could go on a trip, he'd say. Fix up the bathroom. Upgrade the car. Maybe help my brother with his loan. At first, I listened, nodded, gave non-committal answers. Then it got worse. He stopped reaching for his wallet when we were out. He let me pay for groceries, gas, takeout. He started saying things like, "Well, you've got the inheritance, right?" As if that was the answer to everything. As if my grief had a dollar sign and a duty. Still, I tried to be patient. I told myself he was adjusting, that maybe he didn't understand what this money meant to me, that he'd come around. But New Year's Eve changed everything. He said we were meeting his family at a restaurant, a simple celebration, nothing fancy. I wore black. My mother used to say black was elegant. I told myself I'd make it through the night. At first, it was fine, small talk, clinking glasses, appetizers. Then the check arrived, and that's when his mother smiled, leaned across the table, and said it. "Well, I guess it's coming out of your inheritance pocket, huh?" She laughed. Everyone else laughed, except me. I stared down at my plate. I didn't speak. I didn't make a scene. I didn't cry. I pulled out my wallet. I paid for my meal. Nothing more. And then I walked. Out the door. Into the cold night. Into my car. Into the silence that felt more honest than the room I'd just left behind. He came home at 3 a.m. He was furious. Said I'd humiliated him. Said his family had been relying on me to pay for their celebration, without asking, without agreement, without even a warning. He called me pathetic. He said I'd walked out not just on dinner, but on them. That it was some kind of revenge for them not being able to help Mom when she was sick. Those were his words, not being able to help, as if they had tried. They hadn't. Not a visit, not a call, not a text, not a flower at the funeral. But now that she was gone, now that there was a bank account, now they remembered me. And him? The man who held me while I broke into sobs on the bedroom floor last spring? He was gone too, replaced by someone who saw my pain as opportunity. I didn't say a word while he shouted. I just sat there, still and cold and utterly hollow, because I knew what came next. He said I caused a rift, that I'd made things awkward, that I could have just paid, that it wouldn't have hurt me. But it did hurt me. Not the money, the assumption, the entitlement, the fact that they saw my loss not as something sacred, but as something spendable. So I ask you this: was I wrong to walk out? Was I wrong to draw the line? Was I wrong to protect the only thing she left me? So, am I the asshole? Sometimes the deepest cuts don't come from strangers. They come from the people who claim to love us. Not because they stab us outright, but because they chip away at our boundaries, our grief, our identity, until we're no longer sure what we're allowed to protect. In this story, a woman walked away from a dinner table, but what she was really walking away from was a betrayal. A quiet one, a smiling one, the kind that wears a mask of celebration while it reaches into your pocket. Grief doesn't come with a manual. And inheritance? It's not just about money. It's about legacy. It's about meaning. It's about the last thread connecting you to someone you loved. When someone uses that to manipulate you, that's not family. That's theft of the soul. So here's our question for you, dear listener. If someone turned your pain into a punchline, would you have paid the bill? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is AITA Story Vault. Until next time, stay kind, stay strong, and don't let anyone spend what they didn't earn.